I'm going to take you through the hidden facts and surprising details about the Titanic that you probably never knew. So let's dive in together. The Titanic is a name that needs no introduction, synonymous with tragedy, loss, and human error. It's a story that's been etched into our collective consciousness, one that's been retold and reimagined countless times in films, books, and even music. But despite its cultural significance, there's still so much we don't know about the Titanic, so much that's been hidden beneath the surface of history. The Titanic is more than just a tragic tale of hubris and disaster. It's a symbol of human ingenuity, of innovation, of pushing the boundaries of what's thought possible. It's a testament to the power of human imagination and the risks we take when we play with fire. And yet, despite the many lessons we've learned from its sinking, the Titanic remains an enigma, a puzzle waiting to be solved. 112 years on, the Titanic still holds a strange, almost hypnotic power over us, drawing us in with its grandeur, its tragedy, and its mystery. It's a story that's both deeply personal and universally relatable, speaking to our deepest fears and our highest aspirations. And it's a story that I'm excited to share with you today. So let's set sail on this journey into the heart of the Titanic and uncover the hidden facts and surprising details that'll make you see this iconic ship in a whole new light. The RMS Titanic was the brainchild of the White Star Line, a shipping company that dominated the transatlantic route in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The company's plan was to build three massive liners, the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic, each one designed to outdo its rivals in terms of luxury, size, and comfort. The Titanic was built at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland, over a period of 3 years. It was a massive undertaking involving thousands of workers and requiring millions of rivets, tons of steel, and gallons of paint. The ship's design was revolutionary, featuring a double-bottom hull and 16 watertight compartments, but it was only considered safe if no more than 4 compartments were breached. In the spring of 1912, the Titanic was finally complete, with its maiden voyage scheduled for April 10th. The ship's manifest was a who's who of the rich and famous, with millionaires, politicians, and celebrities clamoring for a spot on the exclusive passenger list. The Titanic was the ultimate status symbol, a floating palace that promised its passengers the trip of a lifetime. As the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, its passengers were filled with excitement and anticipation. They had no idea that they were about to embark on a journey that would change their lives forever. The Titanic's maiden voyage was a highly anticipated event, with passengers and crew alike buzzing with excitement. The ship's massive size and opulent decor made it seem like an unsinkable palace, a veritable city at sea. But beneath the surface, there were warning signs, hints of trouble that would soon escalate into disaster. As the Titanic chugged along the Atlantic, its crew received warnings of icebergs in the area, but many were either ignored or downplayed. The ship was moving at near full speed, despite the danger, driven by its ambitious schedule and the desire to maintain a record-breaking pace. This overconfidence would prove to be a fatal mistake. At around 11:40 p.m. on April 14th, the Titanic struck an iceberg on its starboard side. The collision was subtle, barely felt by many passengers, but the damage was catastrophic. The iceberg's jagged edges breached 5 of the ship's watertight compartments, exceeding its safety limit. As water poured into the ship's compartments at an alarming rate, the crew's initial response was hesitant, believing the ship to be unsinkable. However, as the severity of the situation became clear, panic started to set in. The next few hours were a blur of chaos and confusion as the crew and passengers scrambled to respond to the emergency. Lifeboats were prepared, but many believed they were simply part of a safety drill. The ship's band played on, maintaining an eerie calm, even as the decks began to tilt and the freezing waters of the North Atlantic lapped at the ship's hull. Before we continue, I want to take a moment to share something personal. This video was made especially for my two daughters, the source of my inspiration. Their curiosity and love for history have always driven me to explore and share these incredible stories. If you're enjoying this journey through the Titanic story, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow, and you won't miss out on more fascinating stories like this one. Now back to the story. As the night wore on, the Titanic's fate was sealed. The bow dipped lower into the water and the stern rose higher, exposing the ship's propellers. The scene on deck was one of desperate chaos, with passengers and crew struggling to get into the limited lifeboats. Women and children were given priority, but the lifeboat capacity was tragically inadequate, and many left only partially filled. The Titanic's band is said to have played "Nearer, My God, to Thee" as the ship went down, though survivors' accounts vary on the exact song. What's certain is that the band played until the very end, a haunting testament to courage in the face of impending doom. As the ship slipped beneath the waves at around 2:20 a.m. on April 15th, the survivors were left to face the freezing cold of the North Atlantic, surrounded by the debris of the Titanic's destruction. They watched helplessly as their loved ones, their friends, and their fellow passengers vanished into the icy waters, their cries growing fainter and fainter. The rescue efforts were agonizingly slow, hampered by a lack of communication and the distance between the Titanic and the nearest ship, the RMS Carpathia. Survivors waited for over an hour in the freezing darkness, their hopes dwindling with each passing moment. The Carpathia arrived on the scene at around 4 a.m., rescuing as many survivors as it could, but hundreds more were lost to the frigid waters. As news of the Titanic's sinking spread, the world was stunned. The scale of the disaster was unprecedented, and the loss of life was staggering. Inquiries by both the British and American governments were swift, revealing a tragic mix of excessive speed, inadequate lifeboat capacity, and missed warnings. The disaster led to a major overhaul of maritime safety regulations, including the creation of the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, in 1914, which remains the cornerstone of maritime safety to this day. The Titanic story is one of human tragedy, of loss and sacrifice, but it's also a story of resilience, of bravery, and of the lessons learned. It's a story that continues to captivate and inspire us, reminding us of the power of human imagination and the importance of learning from our mistakes. The Titanic's legacy is complex, blending tragedy and triumph, hubris and humility. It's a reminder of the importance of safety, the need for humility, and the power of human ambition. As we look back on the Titanic story, we're forced to confront our own fallibility, our own capacity for error. Yet the Titanic story also offers hope, redemption, and the strength of the human spirit to persevere in the face of adversity. It's a story that continues to inspire, captivate, and remind us of the profound impact history has on our understanding of ourselves and our world. So, what can we learn from the Titanic story? We can learn about the importance of safety, humility, and the need to learn from our mistakes. We can learn about the power of human innovation and the importance of pushing boundaries with caution. And finally, I want to ask you to share your thoughts about the Titanic's story. What do you think is the most important lesson we can learn from this tragedy? Do you think the Titanic's sinking was an avoidable disaster, or was it simply a matter of fate? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.